The CFL Gambling Podcast Week 15 preview, picks, and DFS episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCE SGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Welcome to the CFL Gambling Podcast, Week 15. They say we got the home of the Houston Parlay. Oh, wow. God, that intro's got me ready to run my head through a fucking wall. YouTube.com/@CFL Gambling Pod. Get over here, hit that like and subscribe button, because holy hell, we're in week 15. Wow. Okay. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
And you're nothing but a chameleon, lemon-headed, coward, tailless pussy. And I'm after you, buddy. You're going to pay for it. Good night.
Oh boy, 4 games. Everybody could be in the playoffs. Everybody. I mean, we got chaos going on up north. This guy's got chaos going on out west. All right, because I texted him several times. He was out on the Oregon coast inhaling God knows what. You know what I mean? He said he was looking for the what was that Nicolas Cage Pig movie where you're there in the ocean? Oh, Pig. It's called Pig. You were looking for the God damn it, I can't talk. What's the truffle?
Yeah,
Truffle.
the truffle.
Yeah. How you doing, buddy? And give it up for host of the Old Fashioned Football Podcast and the UFL Gambling Podcast. Freshly back. He doesn't believe in fall weddings, just fall anniversaries. Justin Mark, aka No Turn JMark. How are you, buddy?
Doing good. I don't know if you know this, but I am a mushroom forager. I love looking for shrooms of all kinds.
Of course, you love Oregon.
Right. Iowa known for the morels, but many people don't know there's like 9 or 10 different edible mushrooms here, all packed with
here
nutrients.
As in Oregon, or here as in Iowa?
Here is in Iowa.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I did find some mushrooms out there. Found a nice chanterelle, found some boletes, all sorts of good stuff. So yeah, happy to be back though. I was just saying to you before we hopped on, it feels like it's been weeks since we've talked. Because 2 weeks ago you weren't here. A week ago I wasn't here. It's good to have the band back together, man.
It is, buddy. It is good to have that back together. And look, I know you love Oregon. I wasn't sure if it was the mushrooms or maybe I thought, I don't know if he likes to shower, but, how was the trip, man? I mean, look, I know besides other things, but like actually when you got there, you're Oceanside, right? So I'm sure you were walking into your local watering hole asking for the BC Lions game, right?
Absolutely. No, it was good, man. Basically had no reception. So when you did not get replies from me, it was not me going, I'm not talking to this guy while I'm on vacation. It was that I didn't have any reception. But that's kind of nice to unplug, just breathe in that coastal air. My wife loves to go to the beaches and look for agates. So we did a lot of that.
What about magical mushrooms?
I have never found or tried magical mushrooms, but I've heard that.
May I
obviously you can.
recommend? May I recommend? I mean, I have a son now, so unfortunately, I can't be in La La Land. You gotta kind of stay on guard. But microdosing, I think, is a perfectly healthy thing to do.
One of the things I love about mushrooms, not that we're going to do a whole podcast on mushrooms, but there are so many studies of microdosing helping people with brain injuries, PTSD, depression, like all this stuff.
CFL winners.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, it's a.
I highly recommend. I mean, look, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I have a 1-year-old, so I probably wouldn't do it for a long time, or I would have to be like alone with my wife or something somewhere.
Sure.
But I actually, it's from the earth, man. All right, it's from the earth, right? So, and if you are, a little angry about Zach Caleros' injuries, or his arm deteriorating in front of us, and you're upset about life, well, maybe try to microdose a little bit there. I think it might help you. But we have a lot to talk about, so it is good to see you back, man. I'm glad your trip was a good time, all things considering. But we have pretty much a pretty wild situation going on in this league, really. So last week, to recap, Ottawa BC game was insane on Friday night. Absolutely insane, as the Red Blacks down the entire game. Like getting blown out the entire game. It was I don't know, it was like 20-3 or something. I can't remember the score exactly, but they stormed back and scored 31 in the second half. And they win 34-33. Dustin Crum is a legend, and what a loss for BC. That was a huge game because it keeps them in the playoff mix. So just a epic comeback there. Hamilton destroyed the Montreal Alouettes. The Alouettes have just been a disgrace, really, ever since the injury bug hit them. They got a little healthier last week, but that didn't help them. And then Saskatchewan took down Winnipeg. Saskatchewan just running away with the league, really. And then the Eskimos, which I took, they won outright. They played back-to-back weeks, JMark. So it was like, that's why I thought Winnipeg might be live to hit that. But the Eskimos were, which I thought both were the right plays. So now we have a situation where Saskatchewan's 10-2, right? So I mean, I think we could pretty much stamp them in the playoffs, even if they were to lose out, right?
Yeah.
Calgary's 8-4, but we cashed that over, by the way, while you were gone or I was gone. They have a 2-game lead on Winnipeg, who's 6-6. BC and the Eskimos are 5-7, 1 game behind Winnipeg, so 1 game out of the mix. And then in the East Division, Hamilton 7-5, but they've looked pretty shitty of late. But they are 5-1 within the division. Montreal, who's been just fading down the stretch here, is 5-7, and out of the fucking blue comes these Toronto Argonauts and these Ottawa Red Blacks that are 1 game out right now. I mean, you gotta at least remember one of the years we covered the UFL or the XFL. I forget which one. There was 1 year where, like, week 6, we knew all the playoffs. So it was like, fuck, we got to just this is high drama, and I think it's good for the league because we have no fucking idea. Short of Saskatchewan, which I feel like is pretty safe. I know they haven't clinched yet, but I would feel like it'd have to be a crazy. It would be a crazy scenario for them to not make it. But your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think competition like this creates great football games, especially going down the stretch here. I mean, everything's on the line and everybody knows that. 2 years ago, I think it was in the UFL, by week 6, everything was wrapped up and it's like, what's the fucking point now? So it's nice to see that not happening because that does lead to kind of laziness or lackadaisical play. So I think these next few weeks are obviously crucial, and I think it's going to lead to some great football, everything on the line. I just to go back to that very first game, I've said that I think Dustin Crum can be a good quarterback, but he has these games where he's terrible. This was one of those times when it's like this is why this guy started all the games for him last year.
Well, that remember when he got his first ever start, he looked great.
Yeah.
And we were like, whoa.
Ottawa's got a quarterback, and then he was Dustin Crum up and down.
True.
But no, I mean, you can make a case for every team, I feel like, to make the playoffs and make a playoff run right now. I mean, even the Edmonton Eskimos, with the way Cody Fajardo has come in and turned that around, what a great storyline if they could sneak into the playoffs and then he leads them to maybe the Grey Cup. Just the storylines behind that alone are fascinating.
Yeah, no, and how about like even the team running away with this Saskatchewan's kind of been owned by Calgary.
Yeah.
So like even if you're saying, hey, Saskatchewan's the best team in the league, they got to go through Calgary more than likely, which then gives every other team a chance. If that, you can see a scenario if they can't beat Calgary where then anybody could win the Grey Cup. Fascinating stuff. Folks, we are going to talk. I can't believe we're already week 15. What does it feel like to you? It feels like week 10 to me.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't seem like we're coming down the stretch of the end of the season. It literally feels like just a couple of weeks ago we were saying, hammer the over on Calgary. They're going to win more than 6.5 games. I mean, I don't know. It seems to fly every year.
Well, they started earlier this year too. They need a reverse course on that. I think they should actually go back to the old kickoff date because I do think there's more value in getting it into fall. But I will throw a red flag on the. I don't like the setup right now of avoiding Thursdays. They didn't do this last time. Last year they were playing on Thursdays, I thought.
I think they switched it towards the end of the season, but I could be wrong there. They might have switched it later though because they started the season later. But yeah, I don't get this avoidance of the NFL. I mean, that's got to be the reasoning behind it, right? We're avoiding the NFL or competing with the NFL.
Yeah, I would assume so too. I mean, college football is suffering from this. Part of me thinks the NFL just tells the networks not to do it. So then these leagues start going around it and they're like, okay, well, when do you want to play it? But either way, it sucks because guess what? I hate the NFL and I don't want to watch that shit. I would much rather watch the CFL. But by you loading up, what they have 3 on Saturday last week? That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's a dumb idea. It's a dumb idea.
I do like that they have the late night game Friday. This week.
Do like that. Fridays. Yeah. I like having 2 games on Friday.
Yeah. By the way, Paul wants to know who sings their intro song and the name of it.
Do you know that answer?
No.
How did I get that song?
Music? How would I know?
Wait, I think someone gave us that. Someone gave us that a couple years ago. I think.
Okay.
Someone gave us that.
Is it from Rod?
Is it Paul? No. No. Okay. What happened is I had CFL theme music. And then we had to alter off that because we got sued. And then I think I said into the mic saying, who has music? And then someone sent me it, but it's so long ago that my apologies to anyone listening to this. If you're listening to this and that is you and your band, I forget, and I should probably know that. But another thing is it's happened to me on multiple podcast platforms. So it's like, I'm trying to remember which show it was. I could not. It might not be this show I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So my apologies, though. I don't know that information, but I could probably get you it though.
We'll try to figure it out.
All right, let's get to. Give me 1 second here. As we obviously we were talking, we hadn't seen each other here. This guy's been out. Running around the West Coast there, looking for mushrooms. You're the only guy in Oregon looking for actual normal mushrooms, by the way.
That's probably true.
Let's get to game 1 here because tomorrow night, 7:00 Eastern, Winnipeg heading into Hamilton. This is just a critical game. The Bombers have had issues. They've lost. I think 3 of 5. The Bombers have 3 of 5, and then the Ticats, who were looking so fire before last week, they had lost 3 straight. So last week they got it done against a beat up Alouettes team. They are currently laying 7 points, the over under at 51.5, and they haven't played since last October, but Winnipeg did put it on them 31-10. This game is on CBS Sports Network. I think so Caleros is out, right? That's another thing, right? Is
yep.
So Stravler will be the guy. Man. I'm going to lay the 7 actually. I don't know though. I just hate these. Like when you get to 6 or 7, if it was like, I'll lay it and say the Ticats and Bo Levi Mitchell do it. But I think the better play on the board is the over 51.5. What are you doing here, man?
Yeah, I completely agree with you on the over being the best play. Winnipeg's strength is their defense, and it just has not been that good as of late. They have not been clicking. Now you got Claros out. We like Stravler. We've talked about that before, but he's such a polarizing type of quarterback, especially this year. He's not looked as good as I thought he did last year when he filled in. So, yeah, I'm all over the Ticats. I think this is kind of the final dart in the Blue Bombers season that they realize, hey, we're not doing it this year. My future, I might be able to burn it up now. I think it's done. They are not winning the Grey Cup, and that's going to be very evident when the Ticats give them an ass whooping. So, yeah, I'm all over the Ticats and the over here.
There's like vibes, if you remember, in the NFL when the Bills. So the NFL nowadays is so crazy because your free agency is so wild that you never really see it anymore.
Sure.
But like you saw those Bills teams and those Cowboys teams and those Niners teams, it felt like you saw them wind down in front of your eyes. Like for some reason, I want to say the Buffalo Bills, like late in Jim Kelly's career and Thurman Thomas's career and Andre Reed's career, one would start to leave. Like I feel like I forget which one went first, but I feel like Kelly was one of the last. But Thurman Thomas ended up going to the Dolphins and Andre Reed to the Redskins, and then like you're just sitting there like they're still got a lot of the core of the team, but they're old and they look old, and they would make the play. They were good. The culture was good enough within the locker room to get them to the playoffs, but they just couldn't go anywhere because they weren't the same athletes they once were, and then they had lost bits and pieces of that team. They were just an older team, and I feel like that's kind of what we're looking at with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers over the past couple of years.
Yeah, 100% agree. I mean, obviously they've not been able to win the Grey Cup the past couple of years. They keep losing it. And you thought, we talked about it preseason. This feels a little bit like the last ride, right? I mean, I know they extended Claros for 2 years, but most of that was up front. I think if O'Shea can't produce, he's out. I just think that this was their last chance to really prove that this unit can do it. And I think they're proving they can't.
What's the story with Caleros' injury, by the way?
I know he's out. I didn't hear the significance of it. Just that he's out at least this game. So yeah, I'm not sure there.
The reason why I say that is because like Winnipeg could still easily make the playoffs, even despite losing this game.
Sure. Yeah.
So, maybe they still get in and they still have a magical game here or there, but yeah. All right. Do you like the over, you said?
I do. That's my
the best
favorite
play on the
play
board. That's the best play on the board. Bet the over. 51.5. Get it in. Before we get to the second game Friday night, I want to let the folks know that the CFL Gambling Podcast is brought to you by mybookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Yes, their prop builder is second to none, and their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. You gotta love that. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head on over to mybookie.ag, and when you do use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. Once again, that's mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. One of the cool things is Rhythm is back. College football is back and better than ever on Rhythm. Last year to start the season, Rhythm was 16-4 ATS, up 11.6 units. They also have NFL. The NFL, by the way, 76 and 66 ATS on Rhythm a season ago. And they really shined on the player props with Josh Allen, 15-8 on Josh Allen passing props, 23% ROI. And look, Rhythm has just introduced a weekly leaderboard with cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. You track 5 of the same type from any model that you build, and you could win $1,000. So jump on over there, get your free 7-day trial period today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right. So doubleheader. We go from that.
Quick update here. I see on Tuesday, O'Shea said it's one of those things you check with them every afternoon and you check with them again in the morning and see how they make it through the night. Claros
What is he dying?
Right. He's got a history of head injuries. And then O'Shea went to say, as humans, we should always be concerned whether people are okay. But I'm always tight-lipped because I personally don't think it's anyone's business about Zach State right now. What?
I hate it. I think I just started to hate him. I wanted to check it. You act like he's like Doc Holliday sitting on a bed with a washcloth on his forehead. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna make it through the night. It's goddamn pneumonia. Unbelievable.
Hilarious.
Could have just summed it up a little easier than that. Yeah, game 2 though. I am excited about this Friday night card because Ottawa, can they recapture the magic that they had in that second half as they head to filthy BC Place? Well, they just played. I shit you not.
Yeah, explain this number to me.
Yeah, well, explain this. What the scheduling? Can't they do a better job of doing this? This is 3 straight games out of the BC is laying 9.5 after just losing by 1, although they dominated for 2.5 quarters. The over-under's at 56.5. I'm diving into the stink because I will lay the 9.5 with BC. They're telling you to bet on BC. They're telling you this. They are telling you because the line makes no sense. They're telling you that BC will cash.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not confident in that. I just don't understand the line at all. Like you said, they just lost by a point. Now Drew Brown is questionable. He may be back, and I think he's a far better quarterback than Dustin Crum.
But why else would you set it at this?
I have no idea. I don't know if the books are paying attention. Maybe I don't know. Priester is back for the defensive backfield.
I mean, they're only 1 win different.
I know. I don't get it.
BC's a 5-win team. Ottawa's a 4-win team.
If it's a trap, I'm jumping right in. I'm taking Ottawa plus 9.5. There's no way they lose by 10. Get out of here.
The boys in Vegas or Quebec, they know something. All right, they know something about this that we don't know.
It's too much faith in Nathan Rourke. That's what I think it is. Everybody loves the golden boy, and I get it. He's a decent quarterback, and he had a great story with BC before. But since he's come back, he really has not been that impressive to me. He's not showing that he deserves to be the highest paid player in this league. That's just my opinion.
I agree. I don't think any quarterback should be the highest paid player in any version of football. But that's just me.
I knew you'd agree with that.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, what the fuck is this line? You got to load up on BC. This is a classic thing in college football. A lot of times I'm like, the line makes no sense, so I'm just going to trust that they're setting it there for a reason. I'm laying the 9.5. I also think everyone's going to be on the over, so give me the under 56.5.
I will agree with you there. I think that the under is a good play here, and that's also why I think Ottawa covers. I think this is a low-scoring, tight game, sloppy game, and Ottawa covers it. I don't think they're going to win it necessarily, but I do think they're not losing by 10.
And once again, CBS Sports Network, folks. All right, so that's which Friday game do you feel better about? It's got to be the Hamilton game, right?
I was going to say it's got to be the Ottawa game where you're getting 9.5 points, but since we agreed on the Hamilton game, I guess we got to pitch that one.
Yeah. All right, Saturday at 3:00 Eastern, the Eskimos heading into Toronto, take on. I got a feeling they're going to win the Grey Cup again. Now, a month ago, they played in Edmonton, and the Eskimos escaped with a 28-20 win. But ever since then, these pesky Argos that somebody hates, have won 2 straight games. They were on bye last week, but they beat the Lions, and they put up 52 points on the Lions. And then they put up 35 on the Ticats at a rivalry game at the Hammer. I'm telling you, I've looked at their next 3 games. So you got the Eskimos here. You're home to Montreal, who's just all fucked up. You're at BC, who's just kind of all over the place. This team is going to the playoffs. Hammer these Argos. I'll jump on the under too. Actually, I don't know about that. Give me the over the more I think about it, because Toronto's scoring points. What are you doing here?
They're scoring points and their defense is not great. So I also really like the over. Got a question for you. Chad Kelly is practicing in a limited fashion right now. Why they keep having him practice and not play, I don't know. Just wait till he gets healthy, in my opinion. But even if he does get healthy, do you put him in?
No, not right
Why
now
fuck
when they're
with
hot.
The rhythm of the team.
I was about to say, someone DM me this saying like, what do you do if Toronto makes the playoffs and Arbuckle? Because even when Arbuckle was losing a couple of those games, he was still putting up some fire stats.
Yeah.
You got to stay with him right now. He won you the Grey Cup last year. You got to stay with him right now. So,
I agree with that. Yeah. My original take was Chad Kelly won't play this year because they'll be so far out of the playoff race. I still don't think he plays this year, but I think it's because why fuck with the rhythm of the team? Every time I take, you're right. I don't like Toronto. Every time I take them, they end up losing. So give me Toronto -4.5. I hope I jinx you motherfuckers. For all the people at the party listening to the CFL Gambling Podcast, the 10 players that are there.
10 players, but 20 coaches, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Of course, naturally.
Maybe Ryan Dinwoody was there. Mike hopping in there with some college football talk. But give me the Blue Hens. Yeah. So then the doubleheader Saturday. Then at 7:00 we got the Alouettes heading into Saskatchewan, the Wales Regina, to take on these Rough Riders. Look, I would love to take Montreal here because I do think Saskatchewan's close to clinching, but I think that the fact they haven't clinched is why you want to take them. And then Montreal is just a wreck right now, man. Just like there's a shot this team's not even making the playoffs because of all the injuries. It was 34-6 on August 2nd when they went into Montreal.
They do get a quarterback back. McLeod Bethel Thompson is back.
Is that a good thing?
Depends which McLeod shows up.
I think James Morgan was better.
Yeah, I mean, it depends which MCB shows up. I'm on record of saying that he tends to do a lot but not win games, right? He tends to put up the stats but not win games. But I think with that, it gives Montreal a little bump. I think their defense plays tough. Again, I don't think they win this game, but I do think they cover. This should be more of a 7, 6.5. So I'm taking Montreal +8.5. I like that. First thing back doing the pod together after 3 weeks, and we're disagreeing on almost everything.
What do you think about this total? Because last time it was 34-6.
Yeah, I'm on the under again.
Yeah.
I think both these teams, their defense is their forte, and I think it'll stay that way.
Montreal.
Better luck next year.
Yeah, we got a lot of difference. There we go. All right, so that's the slate for this week, and no Sunday, no Thursday. Which game do you want to lock up here as far as like you feel the absolute best that they will win this game?
I don't want to say it, but Toronto.
It is, right?
I mean, they're playing very well. They're playing good football. And even if their defense isn't that good, doesn't matter because no team is outscoring this offense right now.
Yeah. I'm with you. Best over under. I think it's this one. I think the under 51.5 here.
See, I'm on. I thought you took the over on that one.
I'm sorry, the over. Did
okay.
I say over?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I like that one. I like the under in the Montreal, Saskatchewan as well.
Yeah, it's a good point. All right, folks. There we are, week 15, but we're not done because we have a nice little segment coming up next. But before we do that, I want to let you know that the CFL Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is a great place, if you haven't been, to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. Yes, they do have CFL action. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player's stats. And look, for brand new customers here, play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you use our promo code TCESGPN over at Underdog Fantasy. We're also brought to you by NoVig. Yes, NoVig's America's #1 sports prediction market. Since NoVig is an exchange, we're getting some of the best prices in the market. NoVig's available in 35 different states as well. Download the NoVig app, get $50 off when you spend $5. I'm sorry, you get $50 when you spend $5, not off. If you use our promo code SGPN. So get in on the action with NoVig, promo code SGPN. All right. It is that time. We are the home of the huge Tits Parlay. JMark's trying magical mushrooms in Oregon, and he misses out on the huge Tits Parlay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Dun, 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 dun. I just, whoa, we even have, look, the 90s, youtube.com/@CFL Gambling Pod. Weren't the 90s fantastic? My huge Tits Parlay. First off, you have yours all ready to roll. So,
I do.
Yeah, fire away on this thing here because I'm very intrigued on some of the plays you have here. Fire away.
Yeah. Well, first of all, 2 weeks ago when you were not on the show, you didn't get to hear me brag that the huge Tits Parlay I gave out 3 weeks ago did hit at around 6-1. Second, real quick, before we jump into this huge Tits Parlay, God bless BC, who is having a Pamela Anderson lookalike contest Friday, September 12th at the Terry Fox Plaza. I hope they show that on TV. I would like to help judge and just say, no.
I feel like we should be the judges. They're doing the huge Tits Parlay live in TD Place or whatever the fuck that BC Place, whatever it's called.
Absolutely. So for mine, I love the Ticats -7. I think you're on that one with me as well. So I'm sure you can agree with that. I know you cannot agree with this one. That's okay. Red Blacks +9.5. You just can't get behind the them losing by 10 after they just won by 1, especially if the quarterback that is better on the team is back. And then I got Edmonton and Toronto. That's over 56.5 points. I love the over in that game. And that's almost 6-1. $50 will get you $348.40.
There you go. Well, mine, I wish it was more creative because I just went with all my plays as far as the Ticats -7, BC -9.5, Argos -4.5. By the way, that's +100. And the Rough Riders -8.5. You put 50. You put 50.
Can't breathe with all this chalk.
A lot of chalk. I'm like LeBron, just throwing that shit in the air. $50 gets you $701.92. So as much as it's chalk, cash is flowing. All right.
You know, the one I gave out that was the LeBron's wife's Tits Parlay because it was so chalky hit. So you might be onto something here.
There we go. All right, let's jump over to the DFS side of this because I did win $15 last week. I know you were over there, fucking nature boy over there with your goddamn treehouse. You're setting up tents and all that shit out on the Oregon Trail over there. Is that goddamn Lois? You guys were Lois and Clark over there.
Nobody got dysentery at least.
I feel pretty good about, well, I made a bunch of money last week, but I will say, I actually, if I'm being honest, I feel good, but I also felt like this was a little harder this week. The amount of injuries throughout the league makes it a little challenging. How'd you feel about the DFS slate?
I felt good, except I spent way too much money. And so then it ended up having to have a $3,300 player, which you always hope can contribute, but it's always a little nerve wracking. But yeah, I mean, the one thing I don't like, they did this to us last year. The prize pools are going down. Did you notice that?
I did. I'm in a pretty lame one, actually. It's like I gave I think I gave $10 or $15, and it's like the most you could win is $250. What the fuck is that?
Right. Yeah. I don't what's the point of that? I mean, why do they drop towards the end of the year? I don't understand it.
Hey, let me just go to the fucking casino down the street. It's like part of the fun is the thought that if everything goes right, you could, like Sean stacking the money green from SGP won $250K. So it's like, how are you going to deprive us of that? I feel like they're lying to us, man. Well, I just like, how's it? It doesn't, the math doesn't add up.
The math is not mathing.
Well, like, I mean, I don't know how many people are playing this right now. It tells you once it kicks off, but I'm like, if everyone's given $10 or $15, how does everyone just win 250? It's just, you're going to give that to everybody.
Well, it does say they're maxing this one at just 78 people, the $15 one. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Well, I went with the quarterback that I thought was the best for the cheapest. That's what you should do. I went with Bo Levi Mitchell. Look, I wanted to play Rourke, thinking, okay, he could have a big day. He's playing the same defense 2 weeks in a row, which I do believe there is perhaps value in that. But when I really thought about it, I'm like, wait a second. The Bo Levi Mitchell in this offense, say what you want about Scott Milanovic. They seem like they're all over the place this year after looking really good early in the season, but they're a very pass heavy team. So I know, if anything, the anomaly was the last time they played, they only threw for 191, and I think that's why his value went down. He's thrown for over 300 3 of the last 5 weeks, including a 405-yard performance against the Argos. So I will load up on Bo Levi Mitchell at 10,600. How about you?
Yeah, rather than going with the cheapest that I thought was best, I went for the most expensive that I thought was best, and that's Arbuckle. It's hard to fade him right now.
That offense is flying. That was my argument. It was like, can I save a little bit by having Bo Levi Mitchell, where he's going to put up similar numbers? I think probably not as good, but right there. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at some of these past weeks, 29, 39, 22, 36, 26, he's on fire. The offense is on fire. I'm getting as many of these Toronto players as I can in my lineup, even though it makes me sick to my stomach. It's just like on old-fashioned football when I said the Packers are going to win the division. Makes me sick, but I'm trying to be realistic here.
At the running back spot, and I only list, I feel like the blueprint is you just only roster one these days, right?
How many teams are running it? So you got to.
Yeah. And I went with the one team where you can count on, with the exception of last week, actually, because you only got 11 carries last week. Still hit pay dirt though. But I paid up for AJ Alouette. You look at every other game of the past 5 games, he only 11 carries last week, but before that, 18, 15, 18. 15. So it's like they're pretty much guaranteed to give him the ball about 14, 15 times a game. And I don't think Montreal is the dam breaks. That defense is all right, but if they're on the field the entire game, it just breaks. So I will take AJ Alouette at 8,800. How about you?
Yeah, again, I couldn't help myself but get the most expensive player on the board there. I've been rostering this guy almost every week because he catches a lot of passes. He ended up catching 0 last week, but it didn't matter. He ran for 204 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's Justin Rankin. Excellent first name, by the way. Do I expect him to get 204 rushing yards again and 2 touchdowns? No, I don't. But I do expect him to get more involved in that passing game again. So, yeah, give me Justin Rankin. He's $10,100. You got to pay up for him. And that's why I said I had to end up rostering a $3,300 player, because I took the most expensive quarterback and running back.
That makes sense. Okay. At the receiver spot, this was tricky. You have a lot of injuries throughout the league.
Yeah.
I feel like almost all the guys I normally love to play. If they're healthy, the quarterback's injured. If not, they're injured and they're just out. Like Tyler Snead or something, or some of the other guys for the Bombers. So at my top receiver spot, there is a guy that I just like to load up on, and I feel like this chemistry is continuing to develop. and that is the great Justin McGinnis. 7 for 148 in a score last week. A few weeks ago, he had 8 for 159. And check this out. He has had 9 targets or more in 3 of the last 4 games. In fact, he's had 31 targets the past 3 games, averaging over 10 targets a week.
What's his price?
He is 9,300.
Ooh, never mind. I can't afford him. But I like it.
Who's your top wideout?
Yeah, just real quick on that. I mean, this is a guy that was a stud last year, and we really hadn't seen him pick it up, and we're like, what the fuck happened to him? But yeah, the past several weeks here, really picking it up, becoming a really good target. So I like that play. I'm going to go with the guy that 2 weeks ago when you weren't here, I said, hey, this guy may be back, and if he is, put him in your rosters, and it paid off. I mean, Makai Polk didn't miss a beat. He got cut from the NFL, came right back to the Argonauts, didn't miss a beat.
What's his price?
He's 7,000.
Huh.
7,000. So he in week 13, his first game back, he had 9 targets. In his first game back, 6 receptions for 64 yards and a touchdown. I think he's just going to continue to get better there, get more familiar again with that offense.
Is he more expensive than Meidel? Because Meidel is around that same. Okay, because I was thinking about replacing it with Meidel, but I'm not.
He's cheaper. Meidel's 77. Makai Polk is 7,400.
But Meidel gets so many fucking targets. Even though I know he only had 7 catches for 40 last week, he still gets. I mean, this is a guy that's had 23 targets over the past 3 weeks. So I just feel like that could be our battle of bourbon there.
I like it because you do have Meidel.
Yeah, I have Meidel at 7,700. But I'll stick with them. I do think there is value though in grabbing anybody on that fucking offense right now.
Yeah, 100%.
What was the so if the last time they played, because remember they were on bye last week. So September 1st against Hamilton, it was Spencer Brown that had the big day. Right, Spencer Brown, the running back, but receiving the ball, he had a gigantic day. He had 10 targets out of the backfield. 10 fucking targets. But anyway, yeah, go to your next guy.
All right, so we got our Polk Meidel battle. I wrote that down. My next guy, also a Toronto Argonaut. Like I said, I got too many of them on my roster, but it's where we are for 7,000. Dejon Brissett. If you look at his stats, 86 yards, 118 yards, 96 yards, 89 yards. He's been on fire the past 4 weeks, as has this offense. He's a big part of that. So yeah, give me Brissett.
I have him as well. I told you just jump in on this offense with the way they're scoring right now. You got him. So we are in unison there. Now, I will say this. Here's an interesting one that I was considering, and I'm curious your thoughts on this. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers, everyone's out.
Yeah.
There's got to be value in one of their wideouts that we're just not seeing, right?
It depends how much you trust Strevler.
Well, I don't trust him to be efficient throwing the ball, but so they're still going to have to commit to throwing the passes, and someone is going to have to be in the mix to catch these things. So what I am proposing here is we take a shot for cheap on Dylan Mitchell, the former Oregon Duck, at $3,000.
Ooh,
yeah.
Maybe I got to switch to that.
$3,000. Look, and he's got in the past couple games too. And I feel like another thing is one thing that I like, JMark, is the guys that practice with you. So normally your second team plays as a unit when you're practicing. So
yeah.
They probably have more familiarity with the second string quarterback, Chris Strevler, than your starting wideouts. So, also everyone's injured on this fucking team too. Stearns is out. Dembski's out, or is it Schoen?
Schoen's out.
Schoen's out for the season.
Yeah.
So yeah. So you got Dembski's back. Who the fuck is your second wideout? That's why I think it's worth taking a stab on Mitchell here, because was it Wheatfall is the other receiver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And Wheatfall is up in like the 6,000s. I did peek at him. But I love that play.
Mitchell had more catches than Wheatfall last week. So
did he?
Yeah, I mean that's more targets.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the same amount of catches, more targets. Yeah, sign me up.
I like it. So I have 2 players left. Both were on Edmonton. My cheap one was Benjamin Victor, but I'm going with you. Dylan Mitchell seems like a better play there, especially because when you're going for somebody that cheap, you're just kind of taking a stab. And I think how you laid it out makes a lot of sense to where he will get more involved. So I'm right there with you on Dylan Mitchell.
Let's go. What about defense? Or do you have anyone left?
I got one player left, and that's Edmonton's wide receiver, Keon Julian Grant. Has looked pretty good. And I wanted to have one receiver against this defense because, like I said, Toronto's outscoring everybody, but their defense is not great still. So, yeah, give me Keon Julian Grant. I love the over in that game as well. So I have a lot of players from it.
Yeah, I mean, I like that play. I had him in a lineup and then I took him out. So we were thinking very similarly there. For defense at 3,600, and that's all I could spend, by the way. I went through my entire shit, but I have the second best defense in the league, and that is the Alouettes. I know they're on the field all day, but maybe McLeod Bethel Thompson can be that guy. They are the second best defense in this league, even with, I feel like they're just completely on the field the entire game, but that shows they're probably the best defense when you think about it. If they would get just a little bit of ball control on offense. But yeah, they're currently ranked number 2. They only give up 25 points a game. Their defense creates turnovers. Sign me up for it. What'd you do defensively?
So defensively, I ended up having some cash because I picked them first. So that's kind of how I do. I do quarterback and defense first, and then build from there. But I went with the Rough Riders. You know, we just mentioned McLeod Bethel Thompson's back. Is that good? I don't know. It might not be. And I expect this to be a low scoring game. So I wanted to go with the unit that is one of the best units. And that's the Rough Riders. But I like your pick too. I think both of those are solid options. Obviously mine costs a little bit more. So if you don't have as much cash left, I think yours is a great choice too.
Yeah. Yeah. See you on the gridiron, buddy. See you on the fucking gridiron. All right. Well, that's our show, folks. Shout out to St. Stephen Productions, always tuning in. And what game are you looking forward to seeing most?
It's got to be that Edmonton Toronto. Which of these teams can claw their way back?
I'm going to say Winnipeg Hamilton. I think it's just a huge game for both because both teams have kind of been sputtering over the past month. So tomorrow night, 7:00 Eastern, CBS Sports Network, folks. Give JMark a follow on Twitter at JMark Football. Check out the Old Fashioned Football podcast. He's killing it with NFL plays, except the Chicago Bears angles. And look, I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD, the college football experience I host. Check out that. And the CFL Gambling Podcast is on Twitter at CFL Gambling Pod. Come say hello. Don't forget youtube.com/@CFL Gambling Pod. Hit that like and subscribe button. Till next week. Let us know who wins that. What is it? What was the title? And the I know it was the Pam Anderson, but what was the beauty pageant or what was it? Lookalike? What was that?
Lookalike
contest. Lookalike contest. Get that. Someone's gonna get a Labatt Blue offer next. Do they still make Playboy?
I have no idea. I got to be honest. I don't know.
That needs to come back around. All right. That's like. I feel like you're starting to see this now, where we're getting old enough, where some of the things that, like, if I go to Target or something, that they'll have like they had a random Pac-Man machine at Target, and I'm like, what the fuck? But it's becoming niche. Like the people that are in their 50s and shit or late 40s, so they can identify with it. So I think Playboy magazine, folks, could be coming back around. All right, I'm ahead of the game.
I'll sign up to write for free. Why not?
Dude, that's what's honestly, I don't know if you know this. College football in general in America used to have a major section in the Playboy every time. Like there was actually a top 25. You could go look this up in the 70s and 80s. It was like a big thing to be the All-American Playboy team. There's like, I'm telling you, like they leaned into college football pretty heavy, and football in general, I think, pretty heavy. So shout out to Playboy. Yeah. That's that's probably what happened. They fucked it up. Before it was football and tits, and then they were saying, "Hey, let's just keep going into this." And you would think that would work, but somehow, some way, it didn't work out.
It's a different generation that came up after us.
Like, what is this? Just this girl showing her vagina to you? What the hell am I supposed to do with this? We've lost sight. We've lost sight of the prize. All right. But not our generation. We're still there. And Playboy's coming back. All right. Till next time, folks. This is the CFL Gambling Podcast. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot. We can really run and shoot.